Hey everybody, you live in the studio with Al and David at 365 Studios. Today we talking about the Falcons, OTAs, mini camps, all Falcons. We the unofficial sports talk radio of the Falcons of our city. We repping our city. The breaking news today is Hakeem Dent being shipped out for TJ Yates. Plus we got many more topics that we're gonna talk about. Bro, what you think about that, man?
Hey man, that's tough. I don't truly understand that move, but getting rid of Dent, bringing in another quarterback. We're already quarterback heavy, and then getting a free agent linebacker. So it's a tough move to understand right now. But if it works out in the end, it's good.
That's good. You know we got 4 quarterbacks currently on the roster.
Correct.
You think they're going to run with 2 this year, or you think they're going to run with 3?
Gotta be 2.
Gotta be 2?
Gotta be 2.
For injuries purposes.
Right. Gotta be 2. I don't see why we'd keep 3.
You know, what happened with Dent? He was promising. It looked like he was promising coming out of Georgia, but it seemed like he never panned out here in the Falcons.
That's true, he didn't. He kind of that special team guy, but never panned out in the middle.
Did us letting Lofton go too early? Did it hurt us?
Looks like it did.
Yeah.
But now I think we coming back around with Paul Warlow. I think we rebuild on that. So I think we're gonna be fine going forward.
Now the only bad part about it, I'd be super disappointed if Hakeem didn't go to Houston and have a breakout season. But hey, that's a chance you got to take sometimes.
That's a chance, man. It might happen, but that's a chance.
But that's a chance. You're right about that. Hey, another topic, man. This happening last week or so. Sean Weatherspoon. The injuries piling up. This guy to miss, I think. This will be his 3rd year. He's going to miss his 4th year with injury. He right now, the AJC, I was just looking at the AJC, they say he'd have missed 28 games in 3 years. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot. And it's not good for Sean because we just drafted a plethora of linebackers. Mm-hmm. So I think it's time to move on. Go to the younger backs.
I think so.
At this point.
He can't stay healthy.
Got his contract year coming up. Contract renewal coming up. So I think it's time to move on.
So what if the Falcons, if you was the GM, just say you playing the role of the GM, the Falcons say, hey, you know what? We drafted this guy. We got faith in this guy because you know Thomas Dimitrov hate to get rid of his players.
Right.
We drafted this guy. I want to keep this guy. What you do with Sean if you bought him back?
It'd be a role player. Mm-hmm. If the young guys pan out. If the young guys don't pan out, then you put him back in the spot. And hopefully stay healthy. But if the young guys pan out, he's a role player at this point. He'll have to take minimum money, of course, because he hasn't been healthy. Yeah.
We do 1 year prove it deal?
Yeah, 1 year. Mm-hmm. And see what happens going forward with it.
Yeah. Well, you know, in this year, I heard Blank say on the AJC, 8-8 ain't good enough.
I agree.
He want to win. He has spent a lot of money. You know, he's spending billions of dollars. Him and the city is putting over $200 million in it to build a new Atlanta Falcons stadium. He got to win because he got to fill those seats.
Correct. I agree with him.
If we do anything other than 10-6 or not make the playoff, you think Mike Smith gone?
Yes.
That Dimitrov gone?
Yes. They gotta be. You gotta start fresh. If you spend all this money and putting this team together and it's not panning out, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Either coaching or something. Something's wrong. So yeah, it'll be time to start fresh.
And you know, we had a great draft this year.
Oh, I love the draft this year. Bigger, stronger.
Stronger. And that brings me to another thing with Mr. Blake. He said the team got to get bigger, stronger. If you was a player, would you take that as an insult?
I surely will. And especially after the comments last year, early this year, when saying we weren't tough enough and all that. Of course, I'm gonna take that as an insult.
And are you upset, or are you just saying, well, that's the owner, he got the right to say that?
It'll motivate me. Whenever the owner make a statement, a comment like that, it'll motivate me to go out there and get it done.
Yeah. And it seemed like we did a great draft, man. I love the Jake Matthews. Of course, everybody was like, man, we can get Clown to take it, but you know what? We couldn't mortgage the farm on Clown, and we just did that on Julio a few years ago.
Right.
So we couldn't afford to mortgage the farm for Clown, even though I think he's gonna be a specimen, but I don't think he's worth what they was asking for.
Right. I like the move. Staying at 6, getting a guy like Jake, been in football is in his family, so I like that move. He's going to be a stud, I think, in the future.
I think so too. I think Jake could be a great stud, and I think they solidified that right side of that line with Asamoah and Jake Matthews. I think they solidified that line with those two moves. Looking at center, what do you think comes stand in Harley? Who do you think win that job?
Well, from research, Harley got that spot on lock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Collins is fighting for the backup.
Okay.
From what I'm researching, they thinking about moving Kareem or somebody to battle Khan for the backup center spot, so he might not even be the number 2 going forward.
Wow. So you tell me Gabe Kareem? So he can play? I thought Gabe was center and guard, so he might can play center too.
Evidently, Atlanta do a lot of cross training of their players, so and that might not pan out. That's just something that maybe they're trying out right now, but it's not looking too good for Cons as of right now.
You think if he's not the second in charge, you think he make the squad?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, if he's not number 2, he don't make the team.
Yeah. And maybe he can move to guard. I don't know. He played decent his first year with McClure in the center and Claiborne on the right side of him. He done pretty decent at guard, so maybe that's in his future.
Yeah, but he had 2 proven veterans right there to kind of the shield that some of his deficiencies that he
I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
And let's move to the left side of the line. We know Blaylock is a stud.
Blaylock's a stud.
Pretty much solid since we drafted him, I think, in 2009 or 10. I can't remember when we drafted Blaylock.
Right.
But Baker, Mr. Baker, we paid Sam all this money. What we going to do if
you kind of handcuffed yourself with that deal.
Mm-hmm.
He had one good year. I don't think he's an elite left tackle, but what can you do at this point?
That's true.
You invested too much in him to bench him or get rid of him.
Do you think, from your observation of the Falcons, of the line, of the free agents that they done bought in, the draft that we draft, do you think we have enough to go in this season this year?
If Baker do his thing, yes. But that's, I think, the weak link on the line right now. I like everybody else up there. So if they can hold up, I think we have enough to keep Matt upright and do some damage.
Do you think it's possible that they might switch Baker and Mathis?
I kind of like that move, but maybe can't play right side. I was kind of hoping they would go that route. Let Baker protect the right side. At least Matt can see it coming if he get beat, but maybe that's something will pan out late in training camps and see how he hold up on the right side compared to the left.
So fans, we going down the line, man. We working our way from the inside out. We gonna get on the defense side of the ball, but right now we gonna stay with the offense because we still got Mr. Steven Jackson. We got to talk about, which my sons strongly dislike. I hope Steven ain't listening because that's a big man.
The rest of us love you, Steve. Get 1,000 yards for us this year.
You think Steven Jackson got 1,000 yards?
I think he do. He had 1,000 yards up until last year, his entire career. I just think it's the offensive line that was pretty bad last year. I think he's going to bounce back. He got bigger, so I think he's going to be fine this year.
Think he's going to be fine? Okay, well I hope so because without Tony being out there, retiring. Somebody got to help take that pressure off Matt. A lot of people don't look at Matt as an elite. I don't look at him as an elite either, but I think he's very good. I think he's very solid. It's a lot of quarterbacks that I wouldn't want. And I think, my personal opinion, Matt is in the top 8 of quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? My personal opinion.
If we keep Matt upright, I think he is the guy that can win the Super Bowl if we can keep him upright.
Yeah. That's true. And still, since we still talking about running backs, who do you think win the battle? We know Steven Jackson should start.
Right.
Who do you think win the battle out of Devontae Freeman and Jacquizz Rodgers?
Well, I'm leaning more towards Freeman right now. He's a little faster, a little bit more of that change of pace that we might have been looking for a couple years ago when they drafted Rodgers. But Rodgers done some pretty good things for us, but we're going to see. Mm-hmm. But I'm leaning more towards Freeman at this point.
That's true. Well, I can see that. I could definitely see that, especially since Snelling retired. With Snelling retired, I think that saved Rodgers' spot on the team. Even if he get beat out of the second spot, I think he still makes the squad just because Snelling retired.
Yeah, we still got Antoine Smith on that lineup too.
Now he's a true changer.
Right, he's a true changer, so we can't count him out too. Mm-hmm. So you think they would keep all 4 backs there? Or?
We ran 4 last year.
Okay, we got Jock Vaughn is there too, so somebody ain't gonna definitely they're gonna be back on the practice squad, of course.
And I think, be honest with you, I think Rodgers might not make this team this year. Even though he's been solid, but if Freeman proved himself in preseason and in minicamp, I think Rodgers might not make this team.
I agree with you. They do similar things, but I think Freeman has got a little bit more speed on him.
Yeah.
And a little younger. So the NFL is all about getting younger. Even though Rodgers isn't old, but you talking about a rookie compared to about 3 years in the league, 2-3 years.
That's true.
So it's a battle to get younger each and every year.
That's true. And we had an email earlier today, man, that the guy wanted us to call him, so we're gonna call him up. Call the Prophet. Let's get into all sports, man. Let's call him up.
Let's get him on.
Let's hit speaker and hit read down. Let's see if we can get the Prophet on the line with us, y'all. This guy's supposed to be all about sports, all team, everything. So, come on, Prophet. Prophet.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, man? You live on the Ad 365 Radio.
What's going on there, Prophet?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what you think about? We've been talking about the Falcons' offensive line and the offense. What you think about the line, man? Are you happy with the way the Falcons moving in the offensive side of the ball?
I think they're doing pretty good, to tell you the truth. I like the changes what they did with the coaches. I think our D-line is going to really be better than our offensive line because I think we got a little bit more intensity on our defensive line than the offense. Brian Cox is going to bring in a lot of attitude, nastiness to the D-line. That's what I like personally. The offensive line, I think they're going to do good also. Like that right side, I like Jake, I like Arthur Moore. That's going to be a good run offense to the side.
So we got enough to get to the playoff and contend for a Super Bowl with that offensive line we have this year?
I think so. If Sam Baker can hold up like he did in the past before his contract and things like that, I think we'll be pretty good, to tell you the truth.
Okay, I agree with that.
Hey, dude, we was up here talking earlier. Do Jacquizz Rodgers make the team this year?
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I think he's done. I think that was Devontae Freeman was for. I think he was the replacement. They got the same similar style, like screen, catch out the backfield and stuff like that. But Devontae, he's faster. That's what we need. And I like Jacquizz, but I don't really trust in him. I don't think he's a future back nowhere. That's all.
Yeah. And how long do you think we got Steven Jackson for?
I think to the end of his contract. I think that's another year or two. I think he's done. I believe when next year draft Gurley or Yeldon come out, I think that's when they're gonna start trying to plan for the future. Steven, he's a good back, and I'm glad this year he's got bigger in all season, preparing for this season to come up. But I think he's done in 1 or 2 years.
And on to receivers, do you think? Because Julio been hurt every year, which I think Julio is a great dynamic receiver. Yeah. But he's been hurt every year. if you look at his track record, do you think we made the right move with drafting him? And if he's hurt this year, do we pay him?
Well, Julio, I mean, is no doubt a top 10 receiver in the league, if not a top 5. I know he's been hurt and things like that, but in that draft, and when it has been AJ or Julio would have been good for it. I think he cannot pass on him without paying him. I think you got to sign him to a contract extension. I mean, he's worth it. We know what he can do when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Is injury prone? Kind of. If we can get a full season out of him, like when before the injury happened, he was on pace to break a lot of records that year.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, and I agree with that, man. Getting Julio, his abilities outweighs that injury. What he brings to the table when he's on the field, I think outweighs him being hurt. Yeah. So, but he can't get maximum money if he hurt again this year, of course. But we can't afford to let him go either.
Yeah,
that's true. Hey, earlier, Prophet, we was talking about the Akeem Dent trade today. That the Falcons traded Akeem Dent to Houston, Texas for their quarterback, T.J. Yates. Which about 2 years ago, T.J. Yates beat the Falcons to catapult his team in the playoffs. What you think about that trade?
I think the trade was an okay trade. I mean, we traded a backup for a backup pretty much. We didn't really get nothing out of it because we got Matt. And if our line can hold up, T.J. Yates probably won't see the field and Matt can stay healthy. So, I mean, the team there, he was okay. He wasn't the best linebacker we had, but he was decent. Even though we also picked a Tim Dobbins with kind of with the trade and stuff like that.
But he's a free agent.
Oh, okay. And we picked him up. Well, I think he's going to try to be Sean Weatherspoon replacement. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. I think he's okay too. I know he's an inside linebacker also, which I think Akeem Dent was, but I think the trade was simple and kind of stupid to me because we didn't really need a backup. We had Dominique Davis until they released him.
Yeah. I was a little confused with the trade myself, but at least Dent would have gave you some contributions on special team.
Yeah.
T.J. Yates ain't giving you nothing on special team. He's just a body.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it's a little confusing to me too right now.
Prophet, Sean Weatherspoon, our number 56, supposed to been Mr. Change the game on defense. He's constantly been hurt. He's been hurt 28 games out of the last 3 years. This is a contract year for him. He's out all season with a ruptured Achilles. What do you do with Sean? Do you keep him? Do you let him go? What you do with him?
I mean, I think Sean is a good linebacker, but out of all the years we had him, he's been hurt every year. Mm-hmm. So I see nothing good coming out of it to signing him again to a contract extension. I mean, I like him. I like his attitude, his hustle. I like that. But, I mean, at some point, you got to do something about it. Mm-hmm. I think the best thing to do is just let him go into another team and maybe they can somehow get a healthy Weatherspoon out of it.
Yeah, I agree. You got to kind of move on. It's a little different from the Julio situation where Julio's ability outweighs his injuries. Yeah. Weatherspoon's doesn't. He's a solid linebacker, but he doesn't bring a different dynamic to the linebacker core we have. He didn't lead in tackles or nothing like that. He just doesn't bring anything different. I like his leadership, but you got to be on the field. We need your leadership on the field. Leadership out the field, they call coaches. So it's time to move on.
Yeah. So, Prophet, one last question before we let you go. Out of all the moves that we made this year of defense, offense, draft, which one that you see possibly was our best move? Which one that you most likely like?
I think the French Shambo move.
Mm-hmm.
I think, based on how Atlanta's talking about the kid, he's going to be good. I think he was like an outside linebacker. He's pretty fast, I heard also.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the best pick we kind of made, even though we got like Jake and stuff like that. But I think the Stimbo, he's gonna be good.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, well, Prophet, man, we really enjoy your insight on the game. We look forward to you joining the show every week. To share the insight with the people live on the air. And man, you take care of yourself.
You too.
Hey, appreciate it, Prophet.
All right.
Yeah, Prophet got some great insight on the game, man. But sharing the knowledge that he has with the game and what we have with the game, the offense side is pretty good. I'm hoping that Matt can put up. I'm hoping the offense can put up. We need the offense this year to put up 20 points a game.
So how you think we're going to fare with the losing of Tony Gonzalez? What you think we do?
I think I would like to see Levine Tololo more involved, but I don't think they're going that route. I think they're going to go stout. I think we're going back to the 2008 year when Mike Smith came here, and we're going to line up on the other side of the ball and run it with you. That's why they got Bad Pasco there. I think we finna be more of we're going to push you around and and see what you got, man on man.
Yeah, I like that move too. What you think about though? If we go that route, I mean Harry won't be getting on the field as much. And we see what he can do last year when he get an opportunity. So how do we utilize him?
I like Harry, man. I really do, and I think you know what I think I like to see Roddy, even though Roddy has been a true professional athlete and really good. I like to see Harry on the outside this year and move Roddy to the slot.
Yeah, I like that move too. Harry proved he can play the outside.
Yeah.
Catching 80-some balls over 1,000 yards in the absence of Julio and Roddy most of the year. So I like that move too. Roddy's big enough, no more physical enough to play the slot. Even Julio, they can switch him in and out if they need to. Both of them guys are big enough and strong enough and physical enough to play in that slot.
That's true. So with that said, guys, we're gonna go take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey guys, we're back after that short commercial break. We talked about offense the first half. We're going to get into our defense the second half. Big Paul, the anchor.
The anchor.
I'm impressed with it. How you feel about that big guy, man, anchoring us down for at least a couple years? I know he's not a young chicken anymore, but at least we got 4 years out of it.
Hey, I love it, man. And from what I'm hearing and the pictures I've seen, the person right beside him, Tyson Jackson, is just as big.
Yeah, man, I heard.
We have 2 anchors now.
Yeah, I heard, man.
That's going to be a nightmare on offensive lines this year.
But, not only Tyson, because Tyson's a huge guy, man. I think they talking about he's bigger than Paul. But then we drafted a kid, 6'6", 315 pounds, Rasheed Hageman, man. He's a monster.
He's a monster. And he ain't got no agile feet, so he can be a pass rusher or help us in the run game with his big body. I love what we did up front, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that right now.
I can't wait to September 7th, man. I think we're going to get after New Orleans. And I hope we get after New Orleans. We avid Falcon fans. We not Saints fans. We don't proclaim to be Saints fans. And we'll never be Saints fans.
Rise up.
Rise up. That's what we're going to do. But besides that defensive line, do you think we are – because they really not spilling the beans right now. They keep saying 3-4, 3-4, but then they was like, we're going to be a 4-3. They don't want to tell people what we are, but the people that we picked up, the free agents and the draft picks, prove that we're going to 3-4. Do you think we're going to 3-4?
I'm with you. With the pieces we picked up, it looks like a 3-4 to me. But yeah, Mike Smith, Dimitrov, they got their poker face on right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, how can you not go to a 3-4 with what you picked up? At least primarily a 3-4.
Mm-hmm. So we do go to a 3-4. We know Big Paul will be nose. Tyson will be 1M. Do Babineau start or Hageman start?
Well, it's a competition, but I think you lean towards Bab. Mm-hmm. He's proven. He done it year in and year out for you as a DT. Mm-hmm. So I think you're going to look at him first, opposed to the rookie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's still a competition, though. The best players got to get on the field. If Bab come in training camp and doesn't do anything, then that's a different scenario.
Or the rookie beat him out. That's a different thing. But I enjoy watching Babs. I love Babs as a Falcon. He's been an utmost professional, so I'm impressed with him. Over the years, he was our best lineman for years.
Best lineman, right?
So after they got rid of Abraham prematurely,
right. I agree.
But if we go to a 3-4, we already said okay, Tyson, Paul, Hageman, or Babineau.
Right.
What Bierman and Osi? Where they gonna fit? Because we got a bunch of young linebackers.
Right. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Are these guys done here in Atlanta, or they go to the backup role?
I think they have an opportunity to compete. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Bierman coming off that knee injury it tends to take a little time for that to fully heal. But so we'll see what we get with him. But I always liked him as a backer role. I like his high motor coming in as a backer role, opposed to a starter. Mm-hmm. OC, I was a little disappointed in him last year, but I guess you're the only man up front. You're going to get those double teams, but I still was a little disappointed in his numbers.
Do you think he can stand up?
I don't know, man. That's tough, man. It's different from having your hand in the ground and standing up. It's a different role.
That's true.
But to make this team, I believe you're going to have to do a little bit of both.
Yeah, I can see that. So now with the linebackers, these guys, we're stacking the linebackers. Of course, we got Prince, Shimbo. We now Dennis gone.
Yeah, Tyler Starr was a high motor guy.
And he's kind of big too.
And he's pretty big and fast.
We got Warlow from last year. We know what we got in Warlow. Right. He's a tackling machine. Right. They say he's picked up a little weight. Right. He got stronger this year. We got Bartu.
Right.
And we got who got
that Sprills we drafted.
Sprills, that's true. We got Sprills. And we still had Spoon, but now he's hurt. He's done for the year. So man, we pretty much solid at linebacker. Of course, all those guys not gonna make the team.
Of course not.
But hey, man, we looking good at linebacker.
We are, and that's good for competition. Mm-hmm. The more you have, it's competition. You got to compete, and the best players don't play at the end of the day.
That's true.
That's what it should be anyway.
But right now, I don't feel we got the linebackers that you can brag about right now.
I agree. Right now,
nobody's afraid of us.
Nobody's afraid of us right now. I agree with that.
But it could be a different story come preseason.
Could be. I think we do got solid tacklers though. Like you say, Warlow, tackle machine, Bartu prove he can play some ball. Mm-hmm. So we got two guys who I feel can make solid tackles. They're not gonna put fear in you across the middle, of course, but they're gonna make the football play. The young guys, it remains to be seen.
Let's see what they say. I saw on HSC, man. I read an article. I think Orlando Ledbetter wrote the article, and if I'm not mistaken, D. Led, please forgive me, but they said they bought Jonathan Vilman, but they weren't gonna sign him.
I actually read that too. You're not mistaken. You're not mistaken. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that too.
So the man had just came in that day, and the article was already out saying we're not gonna sign him. He was just he was buzzing, or he just didn't. They just really didn't like this guy.
Right. Well, he's a rival from the Saints, and of course he got caught up in that scandal a couple years ago. But Yeah, but he's been injury prone too, so.
Yeah. But that was crazy, man. The article was crazy. In moving to our corners, we got plenty of corners we brought in from free agent. Do you trust Trufant and Alfred to hold our corners down? They're young corners, but they didn't do bad last year. But now, man, you look at Carolina, you look at Tampa. These guys got 6'5" receivers. Tampa got 2 6'5" receivers. Carolina drafted Benjamin, who's a 6'5" receiver. And Alford is 5'10" at best, and Trufant, they list him at 6'1", but more like maybe 6 foot. What do you think?
I think we'll be all right with the corners we have, man. Of course, the corners in the pass rush work hands in hand, but there's not really any big corners out there that's worth going to get right now.
That's true.
So the 2 guys we have know our system. We drafted, of course, Dez Southward, who is a big guy. He's 6'2", who they can use as well on some of those big receivers.
You think they're going to move him safety, though, or they're going to keep him as corner?
Well, he's a safety, but he got cornerback skills.
Okay.
So some of the big guys who you might not feel comfortable putting your smaller corners on, you can maybe throw him in there a little bit more physical. That can battle.
But the other corners that we brought in DBs. I ain't gonna say corner DB. We brought in Laurie. We brought in Arenas. We brought in another guy Josh Wilson.
They got McClain.
We still got Robert McClain, who started as nickel last year.
Right.
It's some competition out there right now.
It is. It's plenty of competition, man.
Do you think Robert McClain get a fair shake? Since he been holding it down for the last 2 years.
Actually, I do. I kind of read a story today on of minicamp of how he did. They say he went to the minicamp and showed off today because Trufant was sidelined due to precautionary issues. And they say McClain stepped in the Trufant spot and showed out.
Wow.
A couple of interceptions, couple of batted down balls, and one beautiful diving interception they say he made today. So I think he's going to get a fair shot. Okay,
and because I like McClain, man. He made his name against Peyton Manning 2 years ago when we picked Peyton Manning out, and we had 5 interceptions on Peyton Manning, and I think McClain had 2 of them.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he had 2 of them, and so he made his name with us. Because I knew the guy was solid, but he was a journeyman before he got here.
Right.
But when he got here, he been number solid. The coaching staff enjoyed McClain. I like watching him, and he seemed like an outstanding player. He seemed like a Falcons player. You know what I mean?
Right.
He study. He don't get into off-field troubles. So he seemed like pretty good. Moving on to our other DBs. William more of our hard-hitting safety. But last year, Wilmore was out of position a lot, along with his counterpart, who's no longer with us now.
Right.
Thomas Day Cool. Do we what we do with Wilmore? You know what I mean? Wilmore can't cover to me. He don't have the cover skills to me.
Right, I agree. He took a lot of bad angles last year. He seems to be more comfortable in the box, which with the makeup of this team, I think will work. Cause at free safety we have Lowry, who's a ball hawk. Then if Dez beat him out, Southwood beat him out, he's also have cornerback skills. So them 2 guys can play the ball while in the air. So that allowed more freedom for Wilmore to play in the box.
They roam a little bit?
And roam a little bit. So with the makeup of this team, I think we can get away with that.
So right now, just all the names we call, a lot of new names, man. A lot of people gone. A lot of people hurt, like I said, hurt, gone. We got a bunch of guys that got to come together, got to play together before I can sign off on them. I do love what we did up front, but right now my back end, my linebackers in my back end still growing on me. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping that everything come together in training camp and preseason to make this thing go. You know what I mean? To make it go. Last year we didn't do as well in special teams. They brought in Devin Hester. How you like that move?
I like that move. I like that move. I think Devin still got some left in his tank.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to see him break Dion's record here in Atlanta.
Here in Atlanta.
So that's nice.
With the team that Dion started with.
So I like that move there. That give us a different dynamic. And we can kind of plug him in on offense. Kind of an offensive weapon.
That's true.
As his title. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it.
That's true. So thinking of all what we talked about today, all the moves and free agent that everybody did in the NFC South. Think about the draft that other teams, not only the Falcons, but other teams did. At the end of the season, your prediction. I know it's still early, but I'm going to put you on the spot. At the end of the season, what do you think the Falcons' record is?
Well, I think the Falcons going to win the Super Bowl. I'm a Falcons fan. That's what I believe. But, yeah, I give us a good 11 wins this year. Mm-hmm. I think we win this division, though. You
know what? I think I'm geared more to 10-6. But at the same time, I'm a big Falcons fan. If everything come together, we click on all cylinders, I could see us winning as few games as 10, as many games as 13 again. You know what I mean? But so I'll play it safe in the middle and match you at 11-5.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm truly excited about the season. We'll definitely be doing more of these our live broadcasts, guys. You can go and check us out. You can check this show out again later on tonight at 365filmworks.com. You can check us out on Facebook at 365 or Twitter at 365. Anything you want to say to the people, man?
Hey, it's been a pleasure, man. Let's go Birds.
Birds all the way. You guys be good. Until next time, y'all be safe. We out of here.